Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure if everyone who is here knows a little bit about the Mapuche people, indigenous communities, Argentina and Chile, in the south of America. The Mapuche people were the first inhabitants of half of the area today known as Chile and Argentina, before the Spanish arrived in 1541. The Mapuche occupy a vast territory in the southern cone of the American continent, and the population numbered about 2 million. At the present, they number approximately 1.5 million. The Mapuche people always fight for the territory and for the rights. So the Spanish people's solution to the conflict was to sign a treaty called Quilin in 1641. But with the time, the Spanish crown was defeated by the newly formed states of Argentina and Chile. And with that defeat, we, the indigenous people, lose the treaty. Some of the examples that I would like to mention tonight about how my people survived these two invasions. In the olden days, our territory was mainly occupied by indigenous communities. And the cosmovision, or the way we see life, make us to live in accordance with the nature. So we just use the space we need. So we keep the nature and everything the way it is. So it was very easy for us to hide. We always had a point that we knew if some foreign people were coming. In that point, we all could go and be safe. The other technique that we used in the second invasion was because the new states of Chile and Argentina, they had different ways to cross the river, one main river who separate the both states, Chilean and indigenous. So it was easy for them to get into our territory. So what we did was, we knew that all the males will have to go and fight the people who was crossing our land. So we decided a point where all the women's, children's, and a few males, young males, will stay in case everyone who was fighting, in case they were killed. So the idea to have all the women, especially the youngest ones, children and young male, was, that every male could have 15, 20 wives as a way, that our culture and our people, will not die. But the idea was to preserve the Mapuche people, and we were using different techniques. Today, in these democratic societies, we indigenous people still have, or we are facing the same conflict. And the way we face today invaders or the state who is trying to take our land that they need for multinational corporations, what we do, we still have some part of, not the jungle, because we don't have jungle, but we have some natural forests. So in that areas, we still have some places unknown by the Chilean people, by the military forces. So what we do, every time there is a conflict, in this moment we are having a conflict, so we move into that land. So the conflict we are facing today is that because we are in the process to recover our land, so we are accused of they use the terrorist laws against us. That's the new way they are trying to stop indigenous in Chile. So it's very interesting as I can say, young Mapuche that is exiled here in Australia, keeping always contact with my people and trying to see how we can support from here our struggle. It's getting very difficult because we are not fighting against the Chilean state or the Argentinian state anymore. We are fighting against multinational corporations, and it's getting very difficult. But we still have ways that we are using to preserve our culture, our language. Spanish is not our language. We still speak our own language. Spanish is our second, and many other languages in case we need to leave the country. Thank you very much.